Hello and welcome to yet another Legends of Runeterra podcast. I'm Conansson and I have two wonderful guests here and two basically new ones, unless you're like a very old veteran viewer. And this will be a Path of Champions episode. So we are going to take a break from Constructed, where we have all of the new cards revealed. You check that out. But today I have, first of all, our special guests, Maxinsanity here,
Hello.
a Path of Champions YouTuber, and you can introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. So hello everyone. My name is Maxinsanity. I'm I'm actually a PvP player, but after POC 2.0 was released, I've been playing Path of Champions a little bit more. So a lot of people were, in the Discord of the global group were talking about having problems with Path of Champions 2.0 fights. So I just, I decided to, start uploading videos, and I started getting viewers strangely and subscribers as well. So I've been doing it for the last 3 months, and yeah, that's about it. And I've been playing LOR since open beta. That's all about me.
Nice. For our second guest, we have YouuXun,
YouuXun, yeah.
Yoon. Yeah, YouuXun. And you are my co-writer on our RIWAN articles and one of the best Path players I know. And you also started a YouTube channel over here with like one video already.
Right now I have like no content, but hey, I'm hoping to make more general content if I ever decide to get off my butt.
Okay, feel free to introduce yourself shortly as well.
Yeah, I'm RIWAN's Pathfinder. I mostly play the PvE. I do occasionally dabble in some of the PvP, but Path is definitely my home.
Nice. And yeah, I find it very interesting next how you start like with people needing help for Path Champions 2.0. I used to make content myself for the first Path, but I found the second one so easy that it didn't really require much tutorials. But I guess I'm wrong. We got like 300 viewers and some other YouTubers I followed here. Like I follow most of these YouTubers for my Path database. We have everything. I never showed this on the channel. We have all of the deck lists and stuff. Everything featured over here.
I still think you're insane that you've made this, but it's so amazing.
Yeah. Oh my god, holy shit. The amount of time and effort to do this. Holy shit. Yeah. When I saw this, I was like, what?
And I just started with like...
And I thought I liked Path.
Started with the toss power, and it was like in the first Path, I had to beat Nautilus over and over, and was like, I should just maybe automate this. And yeah, so I just made a list for the future and then just did the second list. But your videos actually were great help for this because I had to showcase this. You do timestamps for your videos.
Yeah.
This is so great.
Yeah, the timestamp helps
like,
a lot.
I know how much, and it's like so much work, I know that.
I forgot really... the timestamp. I knew I forgot something. Okay, I'll figure it out.
Talking about timestamp, that was a hilarious thing. Okay, so timestamp is one of the biggest mistakes I did at the start. Okay, so my first 2 weeks of putting up content, I couldn't put up proper timestamps. So the first 2 weeks, even though there was timestamps, there was no timestamps. It was the most hilarious thing ever. Holy shit! Yeah, timestamp helps a lot. It's like very good for the viewer experience. They can see whatever they want. Specifically.
Exactly. And some YouTubers fear that you just like watch half an hour, like 10 minutes of the video instead of the full video. But those people who watch 10 minutes wouldn't have watched the full video anyways. So it's just like you get more viewers in this way. It's so great. And I basically, I think I watched all of, I have two YouTube, like my pirate one and my official one. And I think I watched all of your videos since like a month ago or something. It's really, really fun. And I'm glad to have you here. And yeah, I also watched your video. You make like a shorter guides where you like speed up all the fight. It's also pretty funny.
Oh yeah, cool, and I'll yeah. One other thing I need to fix is the I play on a weird resolution.
It's like your screen is breaking apart.
Nice. But yeah, we came together today to talk about the new update. Let me just switch over here so that you can actually see the game. And there have been a bunch of big new changes here on Path of Champions. And we are going to start right away with the new champions. And as you can see, I can already upgrade one, which is Kane. So, Max, did you try out all the new champions yet, or which ones did you prioritize for unlocking?
Okay, so thank God I had enough money to buy the pass this time, so I got Kane for free. I mean, Kane is free. I got Jax as well. Yeah, so I have Kane unlocked, Jax unlocked, Ashe I unlocked today, and I got her to 1-star. And that's about the new ones. And the rest of the old ones I have unlocked.
Mine are exactly the same with the bonus of I unlocked Diana.
Nice. I'm still missing a Leona Targon champion, yes.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go for Leona.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
I'm gonna go for Leona. Probably.
Yeah. I saw people like unlock Veigar as the first champion. It was like,
oh my god, useless. I wanted to unlock Veigar so bad.
Yeah,
but I knew I needed a Targon
very,
champion for Thresh.
Veigar is gonna be amazing. You know his level 2 makes it, and level 2-star makes it burst. That is ridiculous.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, a 2-star makes it.
Oh my god, I want Veigar so bad.
By the way, in the half meta days, there's all of the star powers as well. So you can just look up all the star powers.
Yeah, it was in his Excel sheet. I saw it. It's ridiculous that it helped me so much deciding which ones I want to go for.
I should have looked at the sheet. I'm sad now.
Yeah, but it's fine. I like Jax and I quite liked Ashe. I'm not quite brave enough to take her to Thresh yet. Did you beat Ashe, Thresh with all of the champions yet?
No. Because of the weekly challenges, I have more load. Yeah, because the weekly challenges I have more load on me. This was an excellent edition. Yeah, excellent edition.
That's great. Maybe we'll talk about the weeklies later. Let's not get too confused here.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually play Kane yet, but I think he's pretty strong, right?
He's slow.
I don't know, like you can heal, like you just transform into Kane, and just heal up.
But the thing is that by the turn 5, you're already dead.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to get Kane out in time, but admittedly, I haven't actually played his deck yet, but just based on like his star power here, it's definitely like a tempo game plan. It's one of it feels sort of like the Bard game plan where it's just get bigger than your enemy. But it's also not as fast as like Garen. Garen's just insane.
Yeah, this power made me like question the source where I got all the powers from, because it was like so long, and then it was like, no way, right? Makes such a hard to understand power. But it turns out it's just.
If his 1-star was Grant instead of Give, it would be great. Give is a little like you don't get much from it. Like, yeah, it heals. That's it.
Heals for 3. And yeah, Kane, I guess we don't have much experience. For Jax, I had a blast with him so far.
Yeah, Jax is busted.
Yeah, Jax is so strong. Yeah, he's super strong.
Actually, the first time I attempted Thresh, I milled out in the first fight because I just kept drawing with all the people others dying over and over. It's kind of sad.
I think one of the issues I found with Jax is that I have too much value now. I just keep getting weapons in my hand. It clutters.
Oh yeah, it clutters your hand. Yeah, that's a big problem with Jax.
It's like every card in his deck is like creates a weapon in some way, is what it feels like. Except for the Marauder and the Merciless Hunter.
Yeah, it really feels like in the first 2 fights, you just have a full hand of weapons, and then as you get more units,
so ridiculous.
Yeah, you can fill it up a little bit more. But yeah, Jax was, I think, not the most fun, because I'm really I'm a big Ashe fan from like League of Legends. I played Ashe as my main up to silver, professional gamer over here, and yeah, I think this deck is exactly what I wanted to do in Power of Champions. Just play a bunch of big dudes and move on with my life. Looking forward to the 2nd star tomorrow.
What's her 2nd star?
Oh god, I don't know. I have to look at the cheat sheet.
Oh, I see. When an ally kills a unit with 0 power.
It's on there. It's on there. It's on there.
Oh,
When you frostbite, when you ever kill something with 0 attack power, I think she gets +1/+1. The unit gets +1/+1. Yeah. So it's very
just small
useful. Yeah.
stats.
Yeah. Super actually.
It's cute. I think honestly, I think Ash probably has like one of the more balanced star powers for sure.
Yeah, 400%.
The deck is also pretty balanced, but it's just
Yeah,
fun
his
to run around and
supporter
shoot.
squad. I mean, his units are also pretty good.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, his units are very good.
Omen Hawk, and
I'd prefer more of these like balanced star powers over like the insane ones like Jax. Oh my god.
Wait, Annie's also pretty busted. Annie is super busted.
Annie? Oh yeah, Annie's busted too with just a bunch of strength and yeah. But anyway, of the new champions, like Vhagar having Burst Darkness is definitely going to be... I want to work towards that as soon as I finish with Targon Champions.
Yeah, that's great. And I was so surprised that we got so many champions. Like I saw discussions and we get like anything, do we get like 3 champions, but nobody expected like 8.
I was not expecting 8.
Yeah, we were supposed to get 9. Yeah, Nora got taken out.
Yeah, I'm just sad.
Right. Rest in peace, Nora.
Yeah.
Man, something I'm really glad of is when Riot pulled out, like revealed, oh yeah, weekly path and 8 new champions. I think the first tweet I saw for Conan was, yeah, Path is dead, guys.
Path is not dead.
Yeah.
It's like Path, well, obviously Path is not dead, right? Like we're just getting so much content.
Yeah. Most hilarious thing is that they announced that they won't focus on PvE and they give this much. Imagine what would happen if they were right? Imagine how much stuff we would get if they were actually focusing on PvE.
Amazing. I love this.
So I have a theory on this. I think this what we're getting now was already done. Like
true.
Done.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like
makes sense.
I don't think especially the maps and stuff was probably already made for every region. But I think they just don't like. We have an error over here. People were like saying they made another continent or something like that. I think we will still get all of the other regions, but then it will slow down. And I know that Riot works a lot in the future. Like I knew back when Expeditions was removed or was planning to be removed in May or something, I knew about Kaiser coming to lore. That's why I stayed with lore. So my theory is that they just already had all of this done and are now slowly adding other stuff. Maybe the details weren't done, but it's still great to get so much new stuff in the weekly adventures and everything. But one thing I miss is like the bandle champions. We have every region now, right? Except Bandle City.
You're right, we have one Bandle
City. Yeah, we have one Bandle City.
Yeah.
Our sole representative. But honestly, of all the Vandal City representatives, I was not expecting Vhagar, but Vhagar is okay. I'm a dirty Vhagar Darkness player. Don't tell Team Keg.
I also like Darkness.
They hate Darkness.
So from these champions, like maybe from the old champions, first question, like Max, did you play the old Power of Champions?
I have played all of them, but I have never played them as much as I have played Path of Champions 2.0.
Ah, okay. Did you? Is there any champion you miss from the first set that you played a lot?
I don't remember the champions that were there in labs, but I remember the champions from Path of Champions 1.0. The one that I miss is actually going to be Pyke.
Pyke, okay.
Ooh, Pyke was really strong. I remember that. It's so busted.
Yeah, but he was quite weak until you got to level 13 or 20.
Yeah, you needed the star power.
So, you need the star power. The lurk one. The lurk power.
The lurk power, yeah.
But before that, he was so bad.
Yeah, and after that, he was so broken. Like every speedrun I saw was just like Pyke every map. And just
his aggression was just way too good.
Yeah, you just one turn kill everybody with like evolution.
I can't wait for him to come.
I still think Kennen was faster once you got him to max level though.
Yeah, I also miss Kennen a lot. That was my point. Kennen and Nami are the two I miss the most. You miss the most?
For me, it's It's gonna be weird. I actually miss Jace.
Jace, interesting.
Because Jace, because of the way that Jace's power worked, it really encouraged you to add more 6-cost spells to the deck, and it made you really rethink how adding cards to your deck was. Like with every single champion so far that I've played, my strategy of adding and removing cards has been like relatively the same. But with Jace, everything was very, very different because well, you wanted 6-cost cards in your hand, but you also wanted low-cost cards. One of my favorite interactions with that ended up being like one of the best partner champions that I found out was just Elise. Because yeah, when you would play Elise, she just gains the stats from every 6-cost card in your hand. You attack, she summons a Spiderling, and that one gets buffed. And it's just not a combination that I would have thought of in any other scenario. I think it's the only way that I've ever think, oh, Jason Elise, of course. This is a great combination.
Very nice. Yeah, I remember Chase being one of the first ones I had to grind to 22. Like really grind because I was so low with him in the start. And I kind of have the same feeling with Lux. Like with Lux, it's my highest alongside Jinx. Because I just had to attempt this one fight over and over. And I just run her with like these items now because I just literally don't need her ever in the deck. And just like I just pick every 6-cost spell and then call it a day, cut everything else, every unit, and just rally.
All right, so we are reaching a little bit of the early point. Let's talk about the new Thresh map.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh no, I can't open it. I guess I have to switch the champions. Is map.
You have to retire.
No, I don't want to behind my Garen run. It's very important. Let's just start a new Garen run. No, it's 2-star. Sorry for the delay, guys. It's just
no worries.
Okay, Any already beaten this, right? It's fine. So the new
Bard nerf was really elegant. That he's still playable in Path, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, just no changes basically. But yeah, this is the new map. We see a little bit of a visual error here.
Yeah, there's like two or three visual errors in the map right now, but I'm sure they'll fix it in the next patch.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's just like kind of hidden.
Yeah, there's one hidden behind the
yeah, but I love this map. Like it's so great. All the animations and you can see like
the visual is crazy. Well, super good.
I think I personally love the fact that you start off on the the boat, obviously,
the boat,
right? Because Bilgewater.
Exactly. You just like go to this teleportation place, I guess, on the up.
Seeing this map for the first time made me really. I keep delaying to play the Ruined King game.
Oh yeah, it's super. It's super. Don't worry, no spoilers, no spoilers. It's super.
Oh my gosh! But I have so much Path of Champions to play now. So.
I find interesting. The vaults of Helia is over here, but Thresh is like here in this weird cave. It's not in the vault. It's kind of.
You know what? It would make a lot of sense if he was in the vault, huh?
Yeah.
Man, with the inclusion of Thresh, though, this was a really, at least for me personally, this was really big because in the first Lab of Legends, Thresh was one of the 3 champions that were originally in the lineup. Well, like it was Thresh and then Sejuani and then Victor. You would just play against those 3 bosses every time, right?
Yeah.
So I was wondering when they'd add Thresh in, and seeing Thresh added in, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It just makes me happy.
Yeah, the moment they...
And it makes me laugh too, because Thresh ended up being the highest starred fight out of the 3.
Yeah, it's just that the moment they added Thresh, I'm like, you know, what is the probability that this is the Vault of Helia fight? This is the Vault of Helia fight. It's super,
Oh, it's so nice.
But his deck is awkward. Like, they just gave him no 4-cost units. So, like, if he once summons an Undying, and then he just never activates Vaults of Helia again. This is, like, my experience so far with this fight. I had a lot of fun with it, but I find the Tryndamere fight way harder so far.
Yeah, the Tryndamere fight is in another level. Tryndamere fight is in another level. Super difficult.
It's like so hard because you basically have to leave the units around, and you just have to kill all of them in one round, basically. That's what I had most success, or just like go around and just stun them over and over.
Like with few champions, you're gonna be fine with Tryndamere, few champions, but others are gonna struggle so much. Like Illaoi is gonna struggle a lot. Like there are specific champions that are gonna struggle a lot against this fight, specifically this fight. Like I played Annie, Annie just face rush. She doesn't care about units, face rush. But others are gonna struggle a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But I really like the brought Thresh back, and also Tryndamere finally sees the light of day. He doesn't really get to see playing constructed anymore. It's just so cool to have this power.
Yeah, the Tryndamere deck is certainly the I think this is the first time I just decided, okay, I need to do some dailies, or I need to clear this real quick. Let me just use Jinx.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he played.
Everybody was always gonna use Jinx at the start of every path, new path. They need to finish that path.
Yeah, right.
Everyone
like,
uses it.
And then I got the Tryndamere. He plays the 1-mana 0/3. I forgot what it was called.
Unscarred Reaver, yes.
Unscarred yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, easy, right? I'll just kill it. And then it gains tough. And then now Jinx power is constantly pinging it with tough. And I can't kill it.
Oh boy. That's kind of rough.
I don't know how I managed to win that run, but I mean Jinx is still very powerful, but man, that was a big overwhelm unit.
Yeah. So when I did the milling of these fights, like I milled out all of these fights, decked them out for deck lists, I used Yasuo on Tryndamere, which was quite easy, but actually I failed on the Evershade Stalker back over there. But Yasuo basically stunning over and over, Batch killed it.
Oh yeah, that fight is... Actually, all of the fight after Tryndamere is actually quite difficult.
Yeah. I don't know, like Tavern Keeper is pretty easy.
Yeah, Tavern Keeper is high. Tavern Keeper is... I actually had a trouble. I struggled there a little. Because I was playing also Jinx, and I couldn't kill them because they had regen.
Regen.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I loved this so much because it felt like a real breath of fresh air to really look at all of the fights and consider, like, because normally I would just go after whichever node was more useful to me.
Yeah, we would go after nodes.
Now I actually had to stop and think, like,
fight.
Yeah, like, which fight am I gonna survive? And it's really cool because they well, Shadow Isles, from what I've seen here, they've mostly focused on like wider boards.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the Freljord side, which is just beefier units.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So it was really nice to finally be like, okay, I want to choose what fight I want to take, as opposed to like going for the node.
Yeah. So what's your...
I think Riot did a banger job on this map.
So what's your professional opinion on the last two nodes, the Angry Yetis versus the Evershade Stalker? I've heard a lot of different opinions on that.
Funnily enough, I haven't fought the other one. I only fought the Ever Stalker.
Okay. I found the Evershade Stalker way harder than the other one.
Evershade Stalker is so nuts. Yeah. It's such a crazy fight. The Yeti fight was, I just rolled it, honestly, but whenever I fought the Evershade Stalkers, it's very overwhelming because they have the
Stalker.
It's the Stygian Onlooker.
Yeah, Stygian Onlooker. It has Informal copy. It summons a fleeting copy of itself in your hand, so it did never run at all.
Yeah, they all have Spirit Stone.
It goes crazy, yeah. It's literally what I felt with Yasuo. I had like 10 Yasuo, but I still couldn't keep up with the ephemerals coming my way. And it's like the Galio copy only has 2 Evershade Stalkers. If you get rid of 2 of them, then you're fine. But this one has like 3 or 4, I think 3. So they actually buffed it in comparison to Galio. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Did you try the Yetis just once, or what types?
I think I tried it once or twice. I kind of just breezed through it so much quicker than the Evershade fight. The decision to go to Yetis was never, oh, I want this node, but more, can I survive the Evershade fight with the deck I'm using? And if the answer is no, we go to Yetis.
Nice. Yeah, because Yetis are actually quite buffed with the Yeti Yearling, the 1/2 has like the shadow totem.
Oh yeah.
And just summons a shadow guy, and then if he dies, all of his Yetis gets -1 cost. Also, it's a new 5/5 overwhelm.
I mean, the Yetis are no slouch either, but Evershade is definitely pretty crazy. My favorite part is definitely I don't know how it happened, but I guess when Riot was coding the fight, the bug is still in the game, I believe, while it summons the spell on the board as a unit. As
the YouuXun. The what's that thing called? I forgot. I get it. It's a 0/0
like,
that spell.
Yeah, just the bug.
Yeah, it was like either Unto Dusk or the
Unspeakable Horror.
I can't remember what it's called. Unspeakable Horror, yeah. And they just end up on the map.
But they don't attack and they don't defend.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 0/0. You can't. It's already dead, I guess.
Yeah. But they are taking up space, so it doesn't actually let them summon. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I have one funny story about the Yearling, because it already existed, but only in Misfortune. And when I had to get the deck list for the Yearling, I had to reroll Misfortune until I hit the net power, and it took like 10 attempts or something to hit the net power, and then you actually have to mill out Misfortune, which is kind of hard against the 80 fight.
Oh my god.
But we were successful, and it just added literally the new Noxus Yeti to this fight. Nothing else. So yeah, quite a funny fight. But definitely manageable, I would say. I would always go Yetis, to be honest. I always did go Yetis, like the 5 times I beat Thresh so far. I guess Evershade is also funny. Anything else you want to say on this map? I think it's great.
Yeah, other than looking great, other than Tryndamere, this is fine. No, this bad is trigger.
The Tryndamere fight's got definitely one of my favorites because it forces me to think differently and approach the fight differently. And I like the any fights that make me think differently and approach the game differently.
Do you find
it's like this?
Go on.
This fight has never existed anywhere else. I think it's the first time.
This is always a unique one. This is the first one.
Do you find this one harder than Aurelia? Because I find Aurelia much harder.
If you talk about first time ever fighting a path, I think this is harder. But after you fight it once or twice, Tryndamere is fine. But Aurelia fight was always difficult in the sense that if you don't get your key cards before Aurelia comes on the board and starts hitting, you will never be able to keep up with the tempo.
Exactly.
Because she hits so much.
Yeah. We're talking about this fight here. I can't open it, right? No.
Yeah, the Aurelia fight's super difficult.
It kind of feels like both Kaisa and Thresh should be 3.5 stars, and Galio should be pushed down.
I guess so. Like Galio is just
Galio.
The Galio fight's longer, but it's easier overall.
Yeah.
There are only a couple of fights in Galio that are difficult. Like Viego, obviously. Viego is disgusting. That dude is disgusting. That fight is if you don't have an answer for Viego when he comes on the board, majority of the cases the game's over, because after that point it steamrolls.
Oh yeah, it snowballs.
I kind of find Zoe harder.
What else is there?
Lose to Zoe.
Zoe is. I remember.
The doggos. The doggos.
Oh, yes, I was gonna talk about it. The messenger fight. The messenger fight is disgusting. I always.
When they get +4/+4, you're just like, all right, it's gonna be one of those days.
Every video you see me playing Galio, whenever there's a messenger path, I always flame the path. Never ever take that path. Never ever take. It's not balanced. Never ever take that path. Messenger fight is disgusting.
It's balanced around luck.
It's so dumb. It's the dumbest shit ever.
I love that fight. It makes me laugh a lot of the time, where it's just like, all right, let's figure out how we're gonna not die this time.
Holy shit, man. I had a very good run and I took the messenger path. I lost both times, both of my revives. Never ever. Holy shit.
That's a mood.
Like the other fight is just the elite guys, right? It's just such a joke.
Yeah, it's just the elites, and it's like whatever. But man, the messenger is definitely the memorable fight. Oh wait,
spiders.
There's 3 different fights that you could get. Yeah, spiders.
I guess the
spiderlings.
Yeah, because the spiderlings actually have like the mana thing. So if you have they have 3 spiderlings, they get 3 mana.
Yeah, the mana gem. But I mean, they don't have any really expensive cards, so the extra mana doesn't really do anything for them.
Also, the Valmo having Black Cleaver is kind of funny. Like just 12/12.
That's true.
Okay, but yeah, overall the map is great. We all love it. It's kind of more late game, you would say, than the other ones, because you have all of these reshuffling
Oh,
and
for sure.
value guys and infinite stuff, and like literally thrashes triple Ledros, triple atrocity, which is kind of scary. But yeah, I like them overall, and it's great. Right.
I'm really excited to discuss the
Yes.
weekly maps, because this is this is so beautiful to me. This is like exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, this is actually
one of the things that I didn't know I wanted from Path.
It's a crazy addition to the Path. Like such a good addition.
Exactly. So maybe we should quickly explain how these actually work if we don't really play Path champions, or I guess why do you watch this. But weekly adventures are there are 3 different levels: a 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, and they each have mutators, there are like 20 new mutators basically added to the game that can be used in these weeklies, but current ones just have old deck lists or old powers basically for both players. And as you can click on them, this one is, for example, does any player against attack token, they draw 1. And Katarina is the guy that beats you up, the Manasol student, 6-5. No, I can't show it. The 3-2, and then turns into a 6-5 and just beats you up. And Fiora, you have the super long, annoying shuffle power, which just create a treasure trove.
The worst power ever, man. Every time I play Nautilus, I always avoided that fight, the treasure trove fight, and they gave the power on the entire path. I'm like, holy shit, man, no way. And I'm gonna talk about it. Wait, the fight that I had the other day, they played treasure trove. They got that 8-8 from failure, the pig, the boar. With overwhelm. Okay, my board is full of 3 attackers, can't block. They kicked my only 1 defender with the dragon's rage, the listen into my face. I'm dead, insta dead in 1 turn. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Oh no,
holy shit, I hate that fight.
And last week was like, you have to shuffle your whole hand in and draw a new one, and it was like, oh my god, this is already so stupid and takes forever. They can't possibly make it like more annoying, but they managed to take the most annoying fight, the most annoying power in the game. And I just don't like how long the animation is, but the power itself, it's pretty fun.
Oh, I had so much fun with this one.
Yeah, it's great. Like, yeah, go ahead.
I think the Katarina one would probably be harder if I didn't cheese it with Annie, but
I've beaten it with my 1-star Ash. I even took the hard encounter. It was so crazy. Like the
the Poros.
No, not the Poros. It's like the mana. How's it called? The 1-2 that, like, when you draw a card, it gets extra. Well, every card you draw costs 2 less, basically.
Oh, was that the one that? Yeah. Okay. My encounter was different, which is interesting.
Are you sure? Yes.
Yeah, mine was Poros. I just did it now, actually. Like before the podcast.
Are you saying that it's not always the same? I thought it was always the same.
We'll have to look into that later.
I think the path is always the same. The weekly paths are always the same.
Okay, I think
like the entire structure within the path is same. Like the nodes and the fights and everything. Yeah. I know because
that would make sense. Yeah.
I know that because I lost with Kane, then I had to play with someone else.
Yeah. Like my run just came down to having like the wolf actually. I had the Rhyme Wolf and had like
Rhyme Wolf
2 lifesteal cards on it, and it just was healing for 6 each time I played him. I had like 5 copies in my deck and just healed and healed and healed and healed till eventually ran out of stuff. Which was kind of funny. But yeah, the weeklies are a great addition because it just gives you replayability. And I think it's fine that you just add like the old nodes that already exist in the game. Like you can't expect them to make like fully new paths each week. That's a great solution.
Yeah, they're basically like all champion, campaign missions that we have, but in a bigger boss format with different powers. So it's very unique. It will never ever be the same. Like even if you get Fiora next week as a 2-star, she will have different mutators. She will never be the same. The fight will never be the same. So yeah, it's a very good. The level of permutation combination you can have with this entire like weekly thing is crazy. You'll always have more replay value. and it gives us reward as well, right? We were struggling to get fragments and shit and relics and stuff. These weekly rewards gives us that as well. A great way to get more materials.
Yeah, like this one gives a silver chest, and the other two give relics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got the second one of my favorite relics the second time this time, and it's the chameleon. How's it called? This guy.
Oh, the chameleon necklace.
Trinket. And I have 2, so I can start with 4 extra champions in my deck. It's so great.
Are you still trying to beat the? I won't spoil anything in case you decide to make an article on that once you do it.
No, I'm not doing to make a second article, but I don't know. Like, Max, did you see my article on how I built up every fight?
I saw it, but
obviously.
I don't know if Max did.
I was too busy trying to climb the rank ladder. I was trying to abuse the new meta, the old meta decks against the new meta decks to climb.
So basically, the only fight that I didn't mill out, I did like all of the others, like Messenger and stuff. And the one fight that is unmillable is with Jinx in her own personal adventure. There's the first guy, the
how many cards do they have?
Yeah,
40?
like 40 cards, Dog Sky Arena. And problem is with Jinx, you have like the star power, so you literally just kill them if you play too many cards. And they only have 15 lives, so you only can play 14 cards. So
yeah, and they have no way
the problem is, like, if you have to reshuffle your Jinx, then you just deal 2 to them.
I get excited.
And like it's impossible to not mill out, and you can't even like have one big guy because you just have Nox Sky Arena out and kill your big guy or run your big guy over again and again.
Unless it has regen and also has like more health.
It's funny you brought this fight up. I remember playing this fight with Ilawi 2-star. I couldn't beat it for shit. Yeah. She's slow. She's so slow, and she's on the board as 1 attack power, and she's getting killed by those big units with Raxcry Arena. And I was like, what am I supposed to do?
And also, like, they have the 3-mana Killing Strike, right? So even if you get like a Braum, for example, from the Guardian Trinket, they just Killing Strike it and it dies.
True.
So impossible. But maybe with like 3 Guardian Trinket or something eventually. But yeah, different topic. Back to the weekly adventures. Another thing to mention is that they actually upgrade the decks a little bit. Like, in comparison, for example, the Katarina deck. Katarina was usually just the Garen adventure map. They gave them new items, and they gave the power a little bit of an upgrade with the +2/+2 instead of +1/+1, which I find kind of cool. That they not just recycle all of the old ones, but actually like bring new content to this one as well. If you remember, they gave like +1/+1 as well to the ability. Yeah, definitely not dead.
Next patch dead. no more content.
Yeah, next patch dead. No new content. Boo. Jeez.
Decided the weekly adventures are not big enough. You now get daily adventures.
I think Riot mentioned why they didn't do it to daily actually, and I think it had to do with like people's time and schedules. It feels bad to kind of miss out. So it feels like Riot's way of just respecting people's time a little, which I find respectable.
I was imagine us getting like daily 2 relics. You would be like done in 1 week.
I would cry. I'd be so happy.
And after a while, you're just gonna get like 1-2 fragments daily because you'll have all the relics.
Basically. I'm still missing a single common relic.
Still missing Sid Drive.
I'm missing a lot. Yeah, I'm missing a lot as well. The lower ones, especially.
Yeah. Guess you get Gayfos later in the past.
Like, yeah, okay, someone needs to confirm something. People are saying that you're only supposed to get the champion attachment once. Like, what am I talking about? The campaign mission attachments only once, right? That's what people say. So I have
you can get them.
Yeah, because I got the most like people who are the most curious about is the Riptide battery. This one. I have 2 of them, and people are like, why do you have 2 of them? You're not supposed to have 2 of them. Because this is broke. This attachment is broken on Jhin. Literally broken on Jhin.
Oh my god, it's
so disgusting. He fires 8 barrages, he levels up immediately with that.
I should play 2 then. I just run Ludens. Maybe 2 is better than just Ludens.
Yeah,
I don't have a second Riptide battery.
Two is ridiculous. Two is ridiculous.
Okay.
Riptide Jin is
I guess I'm
ridiculous.
changing it now. Here we go.
And he gets 1/1 plus 1/1 for each barrage, so he gets +8.
Yeah, so he just gets +8/+8.
This is so dumb.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, but what weekly? I wonder what adventures they will use or what powers they will use once they run out of these normal ones. Like once we had like the Zoe power and all of the other epic powers, what will they bring to the weekly adventures after that? I think.
Yeah, I just love the idea of like, here's the special rules for this week, like adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've never been the same because of two.
Yeah.
Even if two random powers just mix together, it's gonna change the entire pool. Like this one, the Solvent's Domination. This is Viego's power from Galio's
Yes.
Path. Holy shit, this is pain.
It's so painful. I love how just insane this power is. But bonus points because of the because this is weekly. It means we have weekly content that we can make.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's very good for us. Very good for us.
This is great for content creators.
Perfect. Okay, so I think we've covered a lot on these.
Yeah, I think we're on. Let's see. We wanted to talk about like wishes for the future. I know I have the entire wish list. I'm just gonna pull up my old article.
Perfect. An old article. Oh boy. So what are your wish lists then, Yoon?
Oh man, I actually had something similar to the weeklies where it was almost like a sort of different game mode, but I don't know if Max has anything right now, just so that I have some time to pull it up.
I don't have any. The only thing that I want is a better way to like unlock champions and get more fragments. It's still quite slow.
Yes. Like, why can we unlock?
Like, imagine getting 8 champions, and now we have to like wait weeks after weeks after weeks to get like few of them. Right now we have quests given to us because when the patch came, we got new quests, right? So we could unlock a lot of them. But you know, a time will come when all of them are gonna go away. Then it's gonna go back to that slow and steady, getting 4 fragments a day, and only that's still too slow.
Yeah. And I find it so sad. Like, you can't pay to unlock the champion right now. You give money.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but you can't pay to
level the star
like,
up. Yeah, you can pay to get the thing, but you can't pay. And 0 star is almost useless. It sucks so much. 0 star champions are so bad.
Why is there not an option to like pay 100 gold or something to?
I'm surprised they didn't add that.
Right, it's just so bad at making money with this game. It's so sad.
Yeah, another thing is that wish list, as we are on a wish list, we can talk about it. I hope that they actually include or ever bring up our shard system to unlock and level up the thing, because there are a lot of people who don't play PvP at all. For them, the shards are almost useless. By that I mean the green one, not the red one. The fragments, the green ones, right? So a person who normally never plays PvP at all, for them those green shards are almost useless, right?
But you don't get any more.
So I hope they actually do.
Like, how do you get green shards?
The currency that we use to buy PvP things.
But how do you get that still?
For like crafting cards.
Yeah.
The vault.
The vault, you mean? Okay.
So you can, the vault, because everyone plays Path of Champion, right? So they will get vaults and they will get materials, but those materials are gonna be useless for someone who doesn't play PvP at all.
I actually think it's a smart system because it kind of encourages players to be like, hey, you have all these resources. Do you want to use some of them on like PvP? Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just to like kind of ease them forward and be like, here's, like some incentive to play the PvP. And I think that's what Riot's main goal is like they want more players to go into the PvP because I think that the PvP is where a lot of the money
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense.
And I also, like, when I started out with lore, I just played expeditions, RIP expeditions. But when I then switched over, was forced to switch over, I was like having already all of the cards, which is kind of nice. And I think this is also if you just play Half Champion, and then after a year or so, like, I should maybe try out the real game, or the PvP game, I should say. Then you can just like switch over, and there's no harm in giving you this free stuff. Maybe they could just add like a bunch of Half Champion stuff to the weekly. Or the weekly vault, but you already get like the weekly quests here in Power of Champions. So
yeah, something I did wish we could do though was setting what level we want for our champion.
Yeah,
so, for example,
exactly.
You have Jinx level 24 here, and be like, hey, I just want to play with like a level 1 Jinx, just to do a challenge.
Or the ability
I want to change the star level.
Or the ability to lower the star level power so that we can give more challenge. Like instead of taking a 3-star, I want to take 2-star Jinx onto the field, but I can't because she's 3-star now. Because 3-star makes everything so easy. Sometimes we actually want to lower the star power down to make the more content more challenging, right? Because no one wants to watch you bullying the AI with 3-star full hand and level 30 abilities, level 30 stacked up units and stuff like that. I wish you could lower the things.
Also helps with guides.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's because people who are coming to our channels or watching contents, they don't want to see us, you know, they are like, suppose they just unlocked a 2-star Jinx level 10, but we have a 3-star Jinx level 30 clearing a floor. Obviously it's not going to be the same for them. They want an absolute similar situation on which they would want to see how it's done, right? That's what I always wanted.
What I did, or what I do, is I just use one of my other accounts and just play Path over there where I have like still 1 star, but eventually it just gets old because you just can't keep opening new accounts to make these 1-star guides. And you can only do it like once because you can't realistically grind all of these accounts up to have like all of the champions, which would just be too much work. And yeah, it's just, I also would love to be able to lower the levels and the stars. Just make it like here a little button, then you can click it off, something like that, or like a little scroll bar. Would be so easy.
Yeah. Something else that I would love, because I'm like a hardcore grinder. I'm trying to get every champion to level 30. Is I would love there to be, because right now I'm kind of in a state of grind where it's like play Galio fight, play Galio fight, okay, play Galio fight. It's like the best one to do, obviously, because it gives the, well, aside from maybe like the Kaisa fight if you can handle Irelia, but I would love to have like an option right at the home node that if you click on it, it's just like it gives you the option to almost like draft a random enemy power, like what they have in the weekly adventures. For example, Fiora has like the Viego power, right? And it's just, maybe it'll give you like 3 powers, like, all right, like how do you want to die? And then like with that, maybe give like, if you choose like the common one, you get like, I don't know, like an extra 200 XP for completing the thing.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's like increasing the difficulty, increasing the difficulty to get more XP. Yeah. Prestige or heat level, we call it.
It's also like the Slay the Spire. We have like the Ascension levels, so you can.
It's like Hades.
Oh man, I only played Hades like once and made it to the last guy, but not the last. I beat the Hydra, but never made it to the god or whatever it is. Hades, good game. Did you play Hades, Yoon?
Not yet. I should have.
Yeah.
I know it's good.
It's super good.
It's like, because a bunch of the things I've written in the article that I did for the wish list was a bunch of roguelike elements that I would love. I want to say stolen. Let's use the word implemented.
Borrowed.
Yeah, borrowed into Path of Champions, that just adds like these like random challenges and just odd mutators. Like weekly adventures is a good it's a step in the right direction of like what I was looking for. But I think Riot could lean even further into like these roguelike elements. Like I created an entirely different game mode in that article. That was kind of nuts.
Yeah, what I would still love is, because you have like broad lab spec, you could just have like these path powers as PvP as well. Like just imagine PvP, but you have fixed.
Yeah, imagine fighting someone with exactly.
Or like both players Salamana as a student. Do you play Burn? Do you Mystic Shot?
I think that would be perfect for like a weekly labs format.
The closest thing to this thing you just said is the Rumble in the Jungle. There's a mode, right?
Yeah.
It's not that much, but it still has something. It still has unique powers in it, right? So it would be hilarious if it's actually hilarious. But yeah, Rumble in the Jungle. Welcome to the jungle.
And it shouldn't be that hard to implement. Like you already have the games to do. Like you have the powers already. You just have to make them like PvP, and even if something breaks, even if it's not the most fun ever, like it's just for a week, and then you can like
absolute craziness. Yeah, absolute craziness.
It'll let Riot like experiment more with like something. Oh, like players were really into this one. This one not so much.
And some will also obviously be just very unfun, or some will actually have no impact, but we'll still mix it up a little bit. I would love that.
Yeah, that's the. I know Welcome to the Jungle is like the least played of the three.
But like it's obvious why, because like Earth is just like there's like a whole own like player base. People just play lore because of Earth. It's so fast paced.
This is
honestly, I like to pick up and play nature of some of these.
Ultra rapid fire is super fun. I mean, if you just wanna like chill and don't care about anything, or when you lose too many, when you're losing too much hair by losing your rank games, you can come here and chill.
And I always use it like for the rulebook as well, because some cards you would never see, and some combinations you would never see, and just have these in Earth. It's really funny.
It's so
but whoever gets Gauntlet wins.
Basically, we had like a tournament recently. It was quite fun for Earth.
Oh,
and
so much
like
fun.
Netted Front, I think just people play it because it's like a co-op mode. Like you don't have the pressure to play against another guy.
Yeah, I like to play it with my newer friends.
Just bring them in and say, hey, we beat this guy up together, and you don't have to pull the weight. I can just beat him for you and give you a little bit of hints. And it's not like versus, but just competitive, like together. I think this is why these two are more popular than the Welcome to the Jungle, which is also fun, but it's like the same mode since a few years now, basically. So people have.
Oh, I do miss that 2v2 mode.
Oh God. You could actually earn like shards, like prismatic shards. That was quite good. Remember that. But yeah, back to Power of Champions.
Ooh. Here's an interesting idea for you specifically, Conan. Because you're an Expeditions player, or were an Expeditions player back when it was still implemented. What if one of the event nodes was like, you could switch out one of your cards for a different type of card, but it would keep all of the items.
That's interesting, but yeah.
So like it's not just like switch one, but like switch all of them. And you just had the three options.
Cool, yeah. Like I would like this as an exclamation mark.
I mean, we know they could do it because they've done it.
What I find really funny is like, I don't know if you played Slay the Spires, but there's one event where you can just leave a card, basically leave a node in the wall. Yes.
Yeah, for yourself in the future.
You have like this broken card and you just leave it there, and the next time you play like a 1-star guy and you're just like, oh my god, I found the broken card again, and then you just beat the adventure a bit.
Or like past you just gave yourself a strike and it's like, oh.
Oh no, it's your Wind Chaser. Why did I put this there? This advantage are useless. Oh boy. But yeah, all the updates, the patches are like quite good. And
who do you think the new champions are gonna be for the other regions? That's actually a very good question. I think obviously Targon is going to be Aurelion Sol boss.
Yeah. Oh, it's gotta be.
Aurelion Sol is gonna be the boss.
Or it could be Kale.
It could be Kale, yeah. True. And for failure, it's probably going to be Lissandra.
Lissandra.
High chance.
Ooh, yeah, Lissandra's too. Oh yeah, that just makes so much sense.
And then there's the base striders, right? Like the 8 cost and 9 cost and 10 cost.
And Bandle City doesn't exist in the POC world.
I wonder like how they would implement Bandle City.
Yeah. Or the thing that
because Bandle City,
it could be what Conan said, that arrow will take you to specific areas. The far on the right. Yeah, this could take us to like Ishtal or Void or Bandle City. Map would be totally different.
Right? Ishtal is like not.
Oh yeah, Ishtal is there. Yeah, Void and Bandle City would be totally different.
You just fight Jax.
They haven't fight Jax in the Void.
Wait, you can have Kiana as well by that time.
Could like just have Malphite.
I wonder where Kiana is going to be placed.
Oh wait, Malphite is Ishtal, but he was put in Shurima.
Targon. Like could have like.
Oh yeah,
just put in
Targon. Yeah, he
You
was
could have
putting
like
Targon
Malphite
up
over
there.
here, then you could have Malphite in Ixtal, and you have Malphite in Galio as well.
Or maybe that is Malphite, that mountain, or that mountain is Malphite.
That's true.
That's Malphite.
I'm looking forward to failure, yes. Especially who they paired it with. And who else would be Tundemi we already have now. I was like always thinking Tundemi would be one of the boss fights.
You know what? Oh yeah, another thing that we forgot. Like the only exceptional fight in Path of 2.0 is 2.0 is Galio's fight, right? Because Galio himself has 3 different supports. Shyvana, other bosses should have that. It would be so good. It would be crazy if you think about it. I guess the only reason why he is the only one who has it because he's the only 3.5. That's why.
I think that takes.
But imagine other 3.5 with 3 different support squads, like Lissandra or Alien Soul. Holy shit, man! Can you imagine 3 variations of these?
I literally can't, to be honest with you. My imagination is not very good.
And
the Galio fight is very well designed.
Exactly, because the old last fight, Victor was just always the same over and over. You had to grind him. This one is always different because the maps the fights change and the boss changes.
Oh yeah, okay. So out of the 3 variation, which one is the most painful for you guys?
Good question.
Ooh.
In my opinion, for me, Malphite. Holy shit, that fight is broken as shit. Holy shit, Malphite is so crazy.
I don't think I've ever struggled with Galio. I always lose before that. If I make it to Galio, I always beat him up. But I don't know. I think Senna is the worst for me then.
I want to agree and say that Malphite's the harder one because of or not concussive palm. The whatever his stun card
Ground
was.
Slam.
Oh yeah.
The 4-mana one. Ground Slam, thank you.
It's also...
Wait a second, Ground Slam doesn't even stun in the original game.
No, actually, the major problem of the Malphite fight is the fact, the Galio fight is the fact that Malphite comes on the board on the next turn, not the first turn, right?
Yeah.
And his HP is so big. He alone contributes to more than 75% of the requirement for Galio to come on the board. And you can't get rid of him, and that's so difficult. And another thing that I didn't realize is the fact that his, the Galio condition is how do I explain it? Every time the sum of the HP is 20, he comes on the board. That means even if you kill him, he comes on the board again. I didn't even know that. I'm like, what the F is that? I'm like,
sometimes I'm opted to just let Galio live.
That's so dumb.
Not
ridiculous.
I love it. I
and
think
the AI.
It means that if it activates one, there's no way you're gonna win. That's how it basically means sometimes.
It's funny because the AI also knows that and sometimes tries to get rid of the Galio to get a new one. I've been attacked by a 0-1 Galio before. Do you want to block? You want to give me a new one? But yeah.
I think one of my favorite experiences with the Galio fight is when the first time I discovered that, where I was like, oh yeah, easy, I could just control the board like this. And then another Galio summons, I'm like,
what?
Shit.
We can't read. Clearly we can't read.
Yeah. I'm illiterate.
Great. So maybe as the last point for our discussion, I want to quickly talk about your path content, because you both are trying to expand on path and do guides and or just videos. What do you think makes it interesting to watch, or what do you think is important in path content, and what is what is hard for making path content? Maybe next you start.
Considering all of my viewers are like Conan, so the one thing that you definitely need in your path content is good timestamps.
Exactly.
I mean, there's definitely an audience for it. It's right now because there's not an amazing amount of feedback right now because it feels relatively small. I know highlights are very important and very fun. I'm gonna try and get those in different runs, but it's mostly the content is possible. It's just a little bit difficult right now because of not being able to reduce the level of your champions or like the star level, or because we're all kind of on different starting points, which is fine.
And yeah, I think there's also a problem because if you like want to watch a guide, for example, you're like, okay, I'm going to repeat each step that this guy does, and then this guy just picks an Ashe and you have just.
Oh yeah, that will never be able. Yeah, you'll never be able to do that.
Tips.
Yeah. Mainly the Battle Champion contents are in the sense that we can give you an example of what can be done. And the best thing about Path of Champion 2.0, at least compared to Path 1.0, is the fact that the craziness in 2.0 is ridiculous. The amount of things that you can do, the combos that you can do, is like in night and day difference in Path of 2.0.
Oh yeah,
it's like crazy. Like how many of you people have in a situation, look, I will take this power, I will take this power, I will take this power. But when you actually play it, some different form of strategy is forming, which you never even predicted or assume that this is gonna happen. Okay, which is ridiculous. Like I remember getting a like 25 Rek'Sai out of nowhere. I'm like, why is my Rek'Sai 25? Because what happened is that Nexus hit 1+1+, and he had that double your stat line when he comes on the board, and he went to 25. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't even predict it like that. Hilarious. So the craziness is so much. So whenever guides are made, people assume that this is how it's done. But the actuality is that we are only showing you a percentage of what can be done. You can go out of control with it. Like basically every video shows us that this can be done, which we never thought could be done. That's it.
And would you agree with me that this one is easier than the first one?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because of the powers. Because of the fact that you can buy a lot of powers. Yeah.
Before you were special, you have like 3 powers. Now it's especially if you have like 2 powers or not 15 powers basically. And yeah, it makes it. I think it makes it more fun for sure, and I actually enjoy it more. Also because you already started two mana champs most of the time. It don't have to wait to the early game.
True. Yeah, true mana helps so much.
Jump in, play your 2-drop, and go to battle. You don't have to like pass back and forth. It's just so much more fun this way. So yeah, I think Path Champions will continue to grow a little bit, for sure, as long as they keep the content up. And
for sure.
Happy that we have so many great content creators like you two. One thing,
I wish that I could just. I don't have enough time in the day to grind all the champions to max, but I want to someday. But they're actually pumping out content so fast that I can't.
Yeah. The rate at which
it's just a really good thing.
The rate at which they're giving us content to make content on is so far we can't get it. Like how it's gonna take a while. Like think about the 4 champions that got added before the 8, right? I haven't even unlocked Evelyn, and the new 8 came.
True.
And the new came, and like what am I supposed to do? Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's also a little bit of stake.
Like this much of content being added is a very good sign. I mean, people are a little concerned about the fact that it's dying and stuff like that. But I normally don't really mind. Yeah, I normally don't really mind these type of things, right? It's gonna die. Eventually every game dies, right? If you think about it, right? But just ignore those and just enjoy the game. Like that's a more main story, right? If you play the game, if you enjoy it, that's it. Everything else is irrelevant.
And now we know we always will get new content with the weekly adventures, because like even if they don't like even if they have all the regions in, even if they don't like, they will always add new champions. Probably not always 8, but even if those just stay, you can each week log back in and like beat these guys up over and over again. And that's just fun. So
I might start like trying to grind out the weeklies just to see like how every champion fares against it.
Yeah, true. That's a good
I think it's possible for some, right? Like
copyrighted.
Just like take Ven or against this Viego power. That sounds pretty bad.
Oh, I played Yasuo.
I actually took the sapling power and I was so stupid. I was like, but
oh yeah, I remember this.
Oh my god, no!
Wait, I remember this. Oh shit, I played it like yesterday, right? What happened is I played Gwen against this guy, and they took my hollowed
he just
units.
kept getting the hollowed
and they were
units.
attacking with hollowed. I'm like, why are they having hollowed? I'm like, holy shit, they took all my hollowed, and they were attacking me with like 9+ hollow. I'm like, what the f is going on, man? Jesus Christ! If I knew
know what
that
my next video is gonna be.
Holy shit! If I knew that I would never take Gwen in this fight, and I realized it halfway in the path, not even at the earlier portion of the path.
Yeah, but
well, now I have to do it.
to me is that Zeppelin actually got buffed by Fiora, got +1/+1 each time. So it was like a 3-2 tough Zeppelin challenging my guys. I still eventually won with like
that's so funny.
And barraging everything down, which is funny. But yeah, it makes you think a lot. And also with like the Katarina fight, I just picked up every early game guy I could get, like the Sparring Student, the Vanguard Lookouts, the Armed Gearheads, and just like jump blocked over and over. Not get hit by this 6-5 over and over again. So it's like great how they make you reevaluate different powers and stuff like that. So yeah, Path definitely not dying. Maybe one last question, because you both seem very eager on cutting down your cards. Like Max, you literally don't open the shop ever and don't look at it, right?
Yeah, no, I never add stuff to the deck. Only powers.
I'm in the same boat.
Because I think I talked about it in many of the places. The idea is that if you compare Path of Champions to any other card game roguelite, every card game roguelite had an option to not add stuff to the deck. Like we get compensation for gold by not adding stuff. Okay, like if you like Slay the Spire, right? We can either add the card or take gold for it. So majority of the times
no, you get gold regardless, but you just had the option to skip.
Yeah, skip. So I actually talked about it. A lot of people said that if you had the option to skip, no one would ever add anything. They would just buy powers and make it so strong. The addition is there to either make it work for you or make it a little less work for you, so that there is that chance of failing, because the basic majority of the cases for the basic deck that you get, it's very strong if you just keep it consistent. With like, imagine this deck having 11 powers, it will be super strong, ridiculous if you think about it.
So what I always look at in the shops is cards I already have. Like sometimes I just in shops shows up like one guy.
Oh yeah, you overpower them. You additional. So the idea was that if you ever have a card in your deck that you already have and they have another attachment to it, you take it so that all of the copies get the same power. So there's basically get more value for a given card, which is very good. That's the only thing I do. But majority of the cases, I always focus on power. Always, power is trumps everything else.
Well, because powers affect every card in your deck versus like a card which only affects
when you play
itself and the same copies.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I find it very interesting because I just like adding cards to my deck because it's like making it more fun and more varying. But maybe it's like,
yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's actually it makes it more fun.
Power, like when you for each 20 cards inside in your deck, you get -1.
Oh yeah, that's the new
we need more powers like that.
You got so many new powers. We got also the Frozen Tall as well.
I almost made 60 cards in my deck. I was so proud. I ended like at 57. Just bought all of the shops. That power is crazy good. Just -2 on your first guy each turn. It's really, really good.
That would be hilarious. That would be a perfect strategy for Bard. Bard would have so many.
Yeah, but you never do on time because you have like 60 cards in your deck.
Exactly.
Oh, true.
With Bard, you actually want as thin of a deck as possible, unless those cards say the word Bard on it.
But yeah, okay. I think we've gone to an end. We all say this new expansion is great and keep it upright. And there's only like marginal things you would upgrade here, I would say. Most importantly, the star powers. Thank you both for joining me for this podcast. And thank you all for listening. And yeah.
Man, I love that Path of Champions is doing so well that our biggest complaint is that we can't downgrade it.
You have too much power. But anyways, check out the other channels, like I've used the link in the description, and check out RIWAN, our server and Discord. And yeah, have a nice day. Goodbye.